Welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be featuring 3 KSCRAFT dies. These are all Valentine theme dies. So let's get right to it. So first off, I have this word die set right here. You get the words kissed, hugs, loved, adore, and Cupid. And this is what they look like. Super cute. It's a really thin font, but the shadow piece is nice and thick, so it gives you a really good look. I love how that looks. So like, let's say you have a little gift box, you want to put it on your gift box, it's going to look really cute on there. And I really like how thin the font is. So again, you get adore, hugs, kisses, Cupid, and lover. And I love that pink with the red. Just looks really, really good. And then that's one. The second one I want to feature is this heart bow die right here. So it's a layering type of bow. You get 2 different sizes. You get the large and this medium one. These 2 pieces layer on top of each other, and then you have your bow tail right here and the bow center. And then of course these larger pieces layer on top of one another as well. Actually, I think it's these 2 right here, and then this one and this one layer on top of each other. So that's the second one I want to feature. Let me show you what that cuts out like. These are the bows right here, and they are so fun, you guys, because they stay nice and poofy because of that heart detail on them. And so these bows are little hearts, if you can see that right there. Super cute, right? Let's see what the measurements are on these. So they are about 2.5 inches in width once they're assembled, and then in height it's about 3 and what would you say? Let me try it on here because I think it's more accurate on here. I get a more accurate reading, 3¼ in height from here to here. So that is the large one. And then the small one, these are 2 inches in width, and then from here to here about 2.5 inches in height. And they are just really adorable. I really love the look of these poofy bows. I think they'd look really cute with a little dingle hanging off the center. Super cute, or with some stitching detail on them, because they do not have a stitching detail, and they are a really good size where you can run these through your sewing machine. Super cute. And finally, this is the die set that I want to feature. I'm going to do a little tutorial for this one right here. This creates a little sweethearts, kind of like a little sweethearts embellishment, something that you can layer on a card, on a scrapbook layout. But in this case, I'm going to create a little box, and I want to show you how easy it is to turn this into a little box. It's not a 3D die set, but it can easily be turned into one. So this is what it comes with. It comes with this base piece right here, this one right here. Then you have this piece right here that's kind of like a layering piece. It has a stitch detail, and it cuts out this heart in the center. You've got these 2 hearts that layer on top of one another, just like this, or inside one another, I should say. The thinner one fits right inside the larger one. And you've got these pieces right here that you can make a little shaker mix with, and then you've got the word sweethearts to complete your box. So those are the dies that you get in this set right here. And these measure about 3¾ inches in height, and in width, let me see if I can get this off. It's about 2¾ in width. So those are your measurements. Now let's get to our little box tutorial. It's going to be super easy. I just pulled a piece of paper from my 6x8 paper pad. I'm using the Hard Eyes paper collection from Simple Stories. It's the new one. So for our base piece of paper, we're going to need a piece of paper that measures 5.5 by 7. So I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 and by 7. Just like so. I hadn't done a tutorial like this in such a long time, you guys, and it feels so weird. It feels kind of uncomfortable. Okay, so on the 7-inch side, we are going to score this at 1/2 inch, at 1, at 3¾ 3¾ 4¼ And then on the 5-inch side, or 5.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. at 4.5. Wait, at a 1/2 inch at 4.5, 4.5, and at 5. Okay, so we've got our score lines. I don't think you can see them yet, but let me fold on these score marks so that you can get an idea of what we are working with. So I'm just going to run my score tool over this. I can move this out of the way now. And I'm just folding on my score marks so that you can get an idea of what this is going to look like. Again, it's really fast and simple to create. Hannah also has a tutorial on how to create a box. Hers is a little larger than mine. So this is what our fold lines look like. So this down here only has a 1/2 inch on the bottom. That's going to be your bottom piece, you guys. So be mindful of what direction your paper is in. If you are using pattern paper, again, this 1/2 inch mark right here, this is going to be the bottom of my paper. So all I'm going to do is start cutting up on these score lines. Okay, so you can see if you fold on these lines what it's starting to look like. And basically all we're going to do is cut off these tabs or cut these pieces off to create tabs. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is on the 7-inch side, and I'm going to the bottom where we have this 1/2 inch score line. I'm going to cut this little tab right here, and I'm going to cut little pizza slices out of this so that when you fold it, it fits in nice and neatly. And then I'm going to go to this little box right here, do the same thing, cut up to that first score mark. And I forgot what I was going to do here. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut a little pizza box off right here. Okay, so I had to look at it to see what to do. And then this little piece right here, I am going to cut off. We don't need this little piece right here. Just like so. So this is what we have so far on this bottom part. When you fold this over, these are going to fold in. This is going to fold down, and that'll create your bottom piece, right? Now at the top, it's going to look a little different. Let me move this out of the way. So at the top, I drew these little lines right here so that you could see where I am going to cut out. And then I'm going to cut this little piece right here. So let's start on this corner right here. We're going to cut off these 3 little squares that we have, right? So I'm going to go this way, this way, this way, and then down this way. So we cut off those 3 little squares, and then I am going to create my little tab. So I'm going to cut that right there and cut out my little pizza slices, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here, and then I'm just going to cut off these pieces right here. I can't really see how this is with this design paper. I used black paper for my, or pink paper for my prototype, so it was easier to see. But yeah, just draw out what you are going to be cutting out, and that will make it so much easier. And then we're going to cut our little pizza slices right here, just like so. So this is what we are left with right here. We have these 2 little tabs, this folds right here, and then these 2 little tabs down here, and these 2 larger ones. So that is what your paper is going to look like. Now I'm going to get my corner rounder. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so I got my corner rounder, and we are just going to round the corners on this piece right here. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And then now we're just ready to put this together. So this is going to go right over here. This is going to go attached to this little flap. It should fall right into place. So I'm just going to add some glue to this side. I think I have a little pin in it. Right, just like that. Now, if you wanted to cut a heart into this box. You would do that before creating the box, right? Before adhering the pieces. What I've done is I created a heart on the top panel. And so what I'm going to do is just layer that on top of my box. So that it's not really going to have a heart on there, right? And then I'm going to close off the bottom pieces. So the bottom pieces have those two little tabs. This one's going to go this way. This is going to be the back of my box. So this is going to go this way, and this is going to go adhered to in that direction, if that makes sense. Let's just add some glue to that. And adhere that. Right? Just like that. And then you'll have these little tabs, and you can tuck this into your box. And that is your box. You're done. Let me stick that in there. There you go. So there is your box. Now what I have is I had cut out these two pieces, and then I realized that you don't really need this piece, but I wanted to show you what it would look like if you don't use the little heart cutout. You can just add, you know, a word to it, and it can be just a regular little box. So you can use it like that, or you can use it by using all the pieces in the die set and putting this as the top part of your little box, which is how it's intended to be, and it makes it just all the more cuter. So what I'm going to do is use some of my foam squares, and I'm going to add some foam to this. Let me see. Because I added a little acetate piece to hold some sequin in it, to keep that, and so when I put it on here, it's not going to lie flat because of that sequin. So I'm just going to add some foam tape to the edges, and I have this little piece from a previous project that I made, and I'm going to take this off and just keep going. Use this piece right here, and I don't want to use those scissors, so I'm going to use these. I don't want to use those Tim Holtz scissors to cut through my foam. And then I'm going to add some foam right here to this edge. So what I did is I just used some acetate, added my sequin, stitched all the way around, and that's how I created my little faux window. As you can see right here. I love these little strips for shakers, and really I could have just done this, but then the sequin doesn't stay in place, so I wanted it to stay in place. I wanted it to be nice and snug, and stay in that little window, because I didn't want you to be able to see that it's a faux window, that it's not a real window, you know. And then I'm going to need to add a little piece right here. I'll just trim that off right there. These scissors are no good because I use them to cut through glue and foam squares and all that stuff. So we put these back in here, and then this piece is going to go snugly in here, and we can just take these pieces, the backing off. So see how easy and fast this is? It doesn't take time at all. I think what took me the longest was the stitching for the sequin, and again, you don't have to do all of that. You can just make this into a shaker, or I'll show you how I left that one just a clear acetate window. But if you do take these extra steps, it's going to be all the more amazing and fun, of course. Okay. So this is going to go right on top of here. Look at how cute that is, you guys. Isn't that so sweet? And then you have your little, the inside of it to add sequin mix, maybe a bead dangle, an embellishment, some sweet treats. It's just so cute. I love it. This is a really great die set to use if you have little ones in school and you need to create little Valentine boxes. You can create something like this for teachers and add a little gift card to the center. And then if you don't want to use it as a box, if you want to use it on a scrapbook layout, on a journal layout, something like that, a mini album, that's the cute thing as well, that, you know, you don't have to use it as a 3D box. You can use just the embellishment like it comes. So in here, This one I did not add sequin to. Okay, so this is an example of what a clear acetate window would look like. And I really like how this looks with just the solid colored cardstock and then just add a little embellishment to the side. But I mean, this one is of course sweeter. And I layered this Sweethearts word on chipboard just to give it some dimension. And I think it really did add a little something to it. This one does not have chipboard under it. So see how it just creates a little shadow and adds a little something to it. So that is my little tutorial for you today. I hope that you check out KS Crafts. I'm going to have the links to all 3 dies in the description of this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.